Hey guys, Stellar is forming the beginning of a bullish trend that would be a crime to miss. XLM is ready to take on XRP and show its strength very soon. What signals point to Stellar's growth and what to watch out for? And what mystery was revealed to me by the secret chart that you will only see on my channel? Let's find out now. Let's open Stellar dollar chart and see what interesting things just a naked chart can show us. Let's start by identifying the main zones of interest. We have a support zone where it is interesting for a buyer to accumulate the asset. I will mark it in green. We will also mark the red supply zone where people are interested in selling. As you can see from history, the price quickly bounced from this level earlier. There is a next supply zone located at the level of 24 cents. We will come back to it later. What is important to pay attention to now? First of all, the price has left the blue support zone and trend. Then there is an accumulation or distribution zone. In this case, accumulation. Here the price is in equilibrium, and then the trend reverses. Here is another example. The price dropped, then there was an accumulation of assets, which led to growth. After that, assets were sold off again, and a decline occurred. It's very simple. Our main task is to understand in which case the price has left the accumulation zone and a new trend has started, and in which case it is just a correction and a trap for buyers. And now we're going to understand how close the trend reversal is on XLM and how soon any growth will start. Let's use our first tool, the trend line, to determine where we are in the market. We see that prices bounced off this line, and then the price broke the trend, retested it, and the price reversed. This is the first signal that the downtrend has been broken. Yes, then the price went down again, but it was influenced by external events. This red candlestick right here is the moment of the FTX top 2 crypto exchange scam last November. If that hadn't happened, the trend would have been more organic. But that's not important. What's important is that the trend line has already been broken. Secondly, we have entered a kind of phase where the price is in a sideways trend. Now watch carefully what I'm about to show you. Every trend is a series of higher highs and higher lows. This means that I have drawn the higher highs on the chart. I have also drawn a series of higher lows. All this forms a certain trend. Based on this, we can safely say that a certain sequence of these highs has been formed, which together form the beginning of a new growing trend. To make it clearer, I will draw a trend line, and we have the beginning of a new trend. We had a similar situation in 2020 before the frenzied rally, so we can expect a similar scenario as early as next year. This is something to pay attention to. The question that concerns many people is, what is the chance that all this is a fake growth and that the price will continue to fall into the green zone? Yes, this is a very real scenario. However, I believe that the price will only return to the green within a new uptrend. As you can see, the trend line is in the green, and below 7.5 cents, the price is unlikely to ever drop. Even a return to the buy zone won't break the new bullish trend. It's more likely to be a fake breakout and more gains. Most interestingly, the situation was very similar in the last cycle. Stellar traded in a tight range for an extended period of time with large players buying the asset. The decline we see here occurred on the back of a corona dump that caused the price to break out of the sideways range. But then the price quickly got back on track. As you can see, events such as COVID or the FTX scam affect the price, but not enough to break the trend. As a result, the situation in 2020 was similar to what it is now. The price gradually began to form a rising trend, as we can see from the higher lows. After that, it suddenly skyrocketed and brought huge profits to those who were not afraid to buy. If you notice, there was a pullback before the growth. Just like now, the price spiked, then pulled back, and should logically start rising soon. I don't expect a stellar pump within a month, as the market is not favorable for growth, inflation issues, high interest rates, and so on. However, something interesting could happen closer to next spring. All this is happening as part of the beginning of a big trend. There is no hurry. The main thing is to keep your hand on the pulse and not be afraid to buy when the market is red. Another important point is that the last accumulation phase lasted a very long time, about 640 days. Assuming that the current accumulation phase will last the same length of time, we should expect to see growth as early as March to April next year. Let's summarize the interim results. First, the price is beginning to form a bullish trend. Second, the situation with the past bear market is repeated. We are on the verge of a big increase. Third, the price of XLM may drop again to 7 to 8 cents, but it will be within the trend. Finally, the rise will be very sharp and fast. Just as before there were 100 days of growth, now this period may be less at all. And we are moving on to the analysis of Stellar with indicators. First of all, I added the RSI indicator. If the value is too high, it is an overbought signal. If the value is too low, it is an oversold signal. Right now, the value is about in the middle at 57. The price is balanced and there is about equal chance that the price will go up or down. Here we can see that there was a small overbought area after which the price dropped. In case XLM drops to a value below 40 pips RSI, I would already consider buying. Our task is to accumulate a position in the green buy zone, and the indicator will help us do this. The last time the RSI fell below 30 points was almost a year ago. It is unlikely that the indicator will fall that low again, so anything below 40 points can be considered a buy. The next indicator to look at is the moving average with a period of 21. Here, the moving average acts as a trend line from which the price often bounces, confirming the hypothesis of a trend reversal. A similar situation occurred in the last cycle. The price broke through the average, consolidated above it, and then flew higher. The moving average often shows the mood of the market. When it is higher, it means that the buyers are dominating. If it is lower, sellers are dominating. By the way, there's another key point. Pay attention to the size of the green bullish candlesticks. They are huge and many times larger than the red candlesticks. They swallow several bearish candlesticks. This indicates strength of buyers and a change in sentiment from bearish to bullish. Now let's understand what our targets are for Stellar. Obviously, the next target is the red zone, 24 to 25 cents. A move to these levels could happen sooner than we think, which is why it is important to accumulate Stellar at current levels. The logic here is the same as in the Cardano video. When you reach 20 cents, you can sell half of all assets, take the invested funds, and continue to watch the growth with free coins in your wallet. To determine the global targets, let's stretch the Fibonacci grid. Once again, we can see that the 24-cent zone coincides with the Fibonacci level. We can also see that the global target is $1.20, which is exactly 10 times the current price. This is where I would sell 95% of my Stellar tokens. I could be done now, but I would like to show you a very interesting chart that you will only see on my channel. By the way, subscribe so you don't miss videos like this. In front of you, my friends, you can see the chart of Stellar versus Ripple. Why Stellar versus Ripple? To summarize, they are very similar blockchains for payment systems with the same founder. In a nutshell, XRP aims to serve the needs of financial institutions, and XLM aims to serve the needs of individuals. That's why it's important to look at the dynamics of Stellar versus Ripple to see who the market leader is. You can see a huge sideways trend that goes back to 2019. In 2020, there was a small spike against the backdrop of the trial against Ripple, but then things stabilized and XLM started losing to XRP again. But here's the important thing. Stellar recently broke the trend line against Ripple and started its crusade north. Could this be a fake bounce? I doubt it, as the trend line has already been broken, and quite confidently. This is the first signal that XLM is strengthening. Also note that I have drawn a descending channel that could be broken to the upside. There was a similar pattern last cycle after Stellar soared against Ripple, and that was before the SEC lawsuit. The pattern could repeat as early as 2024. But that's not the most important thing I want to show you today. Let's take the fractal from the last cycle and superimpose it on the current chart. Now we can see that the market is moving almost identically. Based on the fractal, we should expect a small rise, then a return to the trend line, a bounce, and another drop next spring. Note that the dates of March, April 2024 have already been highlighted 3 times in this video. So get ready, you guys. And that's all for now. Share in the comments which coin I should break down next. Thanks for watching your Coin Post.